Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. And this week, we're heading to Pioneer to play some Burn, but with Wizard. So we're playing $61 Wizard Bird, looking to get super aggro, burn our opponent out with some sneaky tribal synergies thrown in. So let's talk about Wizard Bird, jump into a Pioneer League, see it in action. So first off, our creatures, really we're trying to do two things. Be aggro and get in early damage. Hopefully we get our opponent's life total low enough that we can finish our opponent off with some burn spells, but this requires chipping in with Monastery Swift Spears and our Kumana Faces Kazan and Soulscar Mage and Get to Lava Runner to get in that early damage so that we can burn our opponent out. The second thing we really care about is having Wizard. So as you can see, not every creature in our deck is Wizard, but we have Soulscar Mage, we have Get to Lava Runner, we got Vishino Pyromancer, all of which add Wizards to the battlefield by also supporting our game plan. Like in the late game, Get to Lava Runner is a Goblin Guide almost. Vishino Pyromancer deals some damage. Soulscar Mage really good because of prowess. So why do we care about Wizards? And the answer is, by playing Wizards in our deck, we get a legit Lightning Bolt in Pioneer. Pioneer, you don't actually get Lightning Bolt. It's too good for the format, apparently. But if we have the Wizards on the battlefield, then Wizards Lightning is literally just Lightning Bolt. 1 mana, 3 damage to anything. We also have Skewer the Critics, which is another pseudo bolt. We gotta damage our opponent first, but if we damage our opponent, or they lose life in some other way, then it turns into a sorcery speed Lightning Bolt. And this goes along with Play with Fire and a Spike Field Hazard to give us a bunch of burn. So game plan, actually super simple. Early creature damage, burn the opponent out after we get their life total down to like 6 or 8 or something like that. Otherwise, light up the stage, keeps us churning through our deck. Mana base, Ramen Up Ruins, even more damage coming from our lands. In the sideboard, a bunch of removal customization, Chandra and Hazaret to fight against control decks, more resilient permanents, and that is $61 Wizard Bird for Pioneer. That's our Budget Magic deck for this week, so let's jump into a league and see just how good Burn is in Pioneer with some Wizards thrown in. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some Brothers War cards? And snag them from our awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Budget Magic time. We are trying some Wizard Burn in Pioneer. Someone recently 5-0 league with a $64 Wizard Burn deck. We haven't played a Pioneer proper in a minute, so I figured we should probably see if this deck is actually a competitive budget deck. Ooh, what do we? Oh, another land. No moss on the lands. Yeah, let's just Faces, I think. Sheoldred is a card I'm very afraid of. I don't know how we ever beat a Sheoldred opponent. Passes. Wizards Lightning, okay. Well, let's just mount in and Vishino Pyromancer. Get that +1/+1 counter. Hey, get down to 17. And Fatal Push. Well, let's see what the follow-up is. Really would like to stop drawing lands. Hopefully nothing that gains life. Haunted Ridge for our opponent. Graveyard Trespasser. All right, that is something that gains life. We draw. Light up the stage. Well, flip the Saga. I mean, I guess, this feels not good, but I think we have to Wizards Lightning the Graveyard Trespasser. Discard a Mountain. Yeah, no Wizard, so we gotta pay full price, unfortunately. We're lacking the Wizard part of Wizard Burn at the moment. Opponent down is 16. This light up the stage is good, hopefully, if it doesn't get hit by discard. Please, no Sheoldred. Also, no Thoughtseize. We really would like this card draw. I mean, we do have a little bit of damage in our mana base. Should we get to that point? Wow, okay, just runs out the Bone Crusher Giant. Interesting. We draw. Get to Lava Runner. Are we just paying full price for light up the stage? That's not ideal. What is the other option? Run out a bunch of dorks and pass? Light up the stage, full price. Just how we drew it up. Ramanamp Ruins and Get to Lava Runner. Can't attack. No Sheoldreds. No Sheoldreds. There's the land. Kind of surprised our opponent didn't stomp one of our creatures, but it worked out. Just playing it as a creature. Okay. Well, that is the card we were saying no to. Passes. We get drained. Play the Soulscar Mage. Oh, Sheoldred is so tough for this deck. We can stomp the Sheoldred to shrink it, but we have this huge board, but we can't attack. Play the Swift Spear. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're stomping the Sheoldred just to put some counters on it. So stomp the Shieldred, get some triggers, pass the turn. Yeah, we cannot attack. We cannot attack into these creatures. Our opponent's stuff just so much bigger than our stuff. Opponent, back up to 18. Yeah, this isn't where you want to be with a burn deck. On turn 6 with your opponent at 18 life, we really need, I guess, some sort of bolt effect to kill the Shieldred. We do have a lot of dorks on the battlefield. We just can't get through the wall of big bodies at the moment. Oh, Kroxa. That's another big body. There goes our Bone Crusher, which we actually kind of needed. I'm pretty sure, what's the price of Shieldred now? Is Shieldred worth more than our entire deck? Shieldred, the Apocalypse. $65. Okay. $61. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess it makes sense why we are losing to it. It makes perfect sense. No blocks. If we draw a bolt here, we have some chance. Yeah, this costs more than our entire deck. All right, we get drained. We did draw a bolt though, so the game is not fully over. We get to skewer the critics of Shieldred, trigger prowess, go to combat, hit ya. Yeah, I mean, we have no chance to play conservatively here. We just got to go for it. If they draw land, they can Hive with the Eye Tyrant and hit us, oh boy, down to 2. Well, we did survive sort of a Shieldred and a Graveyard Trespasser. That incidental life gain. Our opponent, gained 3 this game, I think? Okay, finds a Fatal Push. That's getting our opponent close to this Kroxa returning. Down to 4. Or 5, rather. Oh, gee. All right, yeah, that's 2 Shieldreds. Yep, not ever happening for our deck. Roast. Maybe a Hazoret. Jeez, we do not have a lot of ways to kill Shieldred, do we? I guess Roiling Vortex, since we don't have a lot of other options. Maybe the Chandra? Obliterating Bolt, it doesn't kill Shieldred, so it seems kind of meaningless. Yeah, go down, I guess, get to Lava Runner, bring in the Roast, the Hazoret, the Chandra, run it like that. Oh, all right, yeah, what do we do about a Shieldred? Well, I mean, this hand is fine. Couple of Soul Scars, a Skewer, Chandra if we get to it, 2 lands. I mean, this is a very functional hand. Our best bet's probably to get our opponent so low, by the time that they play Shieldred, we can win through it. I guess that's got to be the hopes and dreams of this deck. I'll play the channel land and Soul Scar Mage, go. Opponent went to 6, probably trying to find all the Shieldreds, tap land, and passes. Well, ram an Amp Ruins, and I think we just run out the Pyromancer. Burn ya bit, hit you down to 17. They could have sweepers now too. All right, kills the Soul Scar Mage. Well, play the land, Swift Spear, play Soul Scar Mage, hit you down to 15, down to 14 past the turn. A land for Chandra would actually be pretty nice here. Brotherhood's End would be, that would be less nice. Or anything that sweeps away our board. Channel land. Blood Tithe Harvester. Land for Chandra? There's a land for Chandra. Play the mountain, play Chandra, trigger prowess, kill the Blood Tithe Harvester, hit you for 6. Oh, okay. No Shieldreds. No Shieldreds. Oh, tap land. Okay. Oh, the Castle Aquing Punishment. Opponent does not have a swamp. I mean, with this Skewer in hand, if we untap without our opponent doing something brutal, sweeping our board or gaining life, oh, we don't even need it. All right, opponent scoops it up. Well, I guess that's the plan. Be aggro enough that the Shieldred doesn't hit the battlefield. Run it back. Can we do it on the draw? I mean, that went a lot better than game 1, though. One land, one keep. You don't play a 20 land deck and then chip 1 lander, so I think we actually do keep this. We would like to just draw a land. Worst case, I guess we could upkeep Scry. Okay, we draw the land, so this makes things easy. Run out the Saga, ping you past the turn. Dresses. I assume they take the light up the stage. This is not a bad hand. All right, yeah, there goes our card draw, sadly. Passes. That's enough lands deck. Now that we lost our light up the stage, that is plenty of lands. Well, play the land. Vagino Pyromancer gets a counter, hits you down to 17, and pass the turn. I mean, we get our Saga. Really gonna depend on what our opponent can play here. Graveyard Trespasser's annoying just because we can't easily attack through it. I guess the Pyromancer can. All right, Fatal pushes the Pyromancer. So our opponent might just be trying to set up a Shieldred on a clean board. Okay, no more lands. Earlier, we were worried about not hitting enough lands. Now we kind of have the opposite problem that we're flooding out somehow. Go to combat. Oh, I got another removal spell. All right, Power Word Kill. This feels bad, but I think we just have to run out the Bone Crusher. Awkward not to get full value out of it and get the shock, but I don't think we can afford to just shock and not play a creature. There's the Graveyard Trespasser. Gonna start gaining life. Now we might actually upkeep. Do we upkeep? We could hit a 4-drop. All right, yeah, let's hit our opponent's face. Soul Scar's going bottom. We really want to bolt. Oh, get him with the Bone Crusher. How things have changed. When we kept the one-lander, we were legitimately concerned that we wouldn't be able to play Magic. Now we've somehow ended up in the position where the bigger concern is we're just flooding out. Yeah, I mean, run out another Bone Crusher. Oh yeah, this is looking real bad. Real bad. That duress on the light up the stage into just a lot of lands coming off the top. That's land number 4 for our opponent. There's a certain card that costs that amount of mana that probably makes us die. About it. Do you have Shieldred? Misery Shadow. Well, not Shieldred. Although that's still really good against us. Well, light up the stage, that's something. That is something. Do we cast it now? Problem is we don't have anything that can just kill this Misery Shadow. These Bone Crushers have not done much work. Traded one with a Graveyard Trespasser and then gonna trade one with a Misery Shadow. Not exactly the amount of value we were hoping to get from them. I assume our opponent trades. I guess we'll see. Like our opponent, they win the late game. Their late game is way better than ours. So our opponent's focus should just be on staying alive. And as long as they should just trade off aggressively. If they stay alive, they win. Like that's how these matchups work. It's on us to get our opponent to dead before they play the better cards than we have access to. Opponent, Misery Shadow, gonna trade, pumps and pumps, sure. Well, this is a really big light up the stage. Really big. We need to be hitting like Chandras and Hazarets here, essentially. Oh, all right, pass the turn. I mean, Wizard's Lightning and Roast. The Roast would have been good in some worlds, but it's probably going to go to waste here. I mean, that is our Shieldred answer. It does mean our opponent can't play Shieldred this turn, so I guess that's something. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Oh, yeah, this is feeling like game 1. Turn 6, opponent's at 16. We can't play everything we need to. Boy, yeah, roast the goblin, play the land, Wizard's Lightning at a 13, pass the turn. Okay, so opponent has a good hand if they just discarded a single land and the Shieldred. Okay, not exactly Shieldred, but roughly as bad. Graveyard Trespasser, back up to 14. And this is gonna flip, and we draw land, and we scoop it up. All right, on to the next one. Budget Magic time. We are trying to see if $61 Wizard Burn can keep up and pioneer. And I guess this hand's fine. Kahira, so our opponent, creatureless control, presumably, because that's the only place that this Tribal Lord companion sees play. Oh, have I mentioned how much I dislike this card? I know we've talked about it before, but oh my god, I hate that card. I think it's the biggest failing of companions, not on power level, but the biggest failing on utility and in flavor. Light up the stage, Bone Crusher and a land. Well, we will pass. I don't think we want to cast another one because we're going to need next turn to play these cards. So this is blue-black creatureless control. Esper, all right, Esper creatureless control. Opponent plays a land. We draw even more lands. We play Remnant Ruin. Stomp our opponent, go to combat, attack you with the Soulscar Mage. Janu. All right, we will keep on lighting up the stage. All right, another land in a Vishinu Pyromancer. Well, ship the turn. Double light up the stage is nice. Teferi's gonna be coming though. Passes. Well, play the land. Vishinu Pyromancer. Hit you to 15. And yeah, I guess Vishinu Pyromancer. Okay, Cremate. I mean, I guess that's good against Greasefang. Syncopate. I am confused. I have no idea what our opponent... I mean, they're a control deck, but they're playing a lot of cards that you don't see super often. Does this just clear the board and slam Teferi? No one plays Syncopate. No one plays Cremate. This might be someone's homebrew of control. Comparative analysis to draw a couple cards. Wow, misses on land drops. Opponent passes. I mean, maybe there's... Oh, stop drawing lands. Please. I'll play the Bone Crusher. Play a mountain. I guess we stomp while our opponent's tapped out. Opponent's down to 13. Oh, this is going to be super close. All right, we have drawn literally every Bone Crusher Giant. Well, go to combat. Get in with the Bone Crusher Giant. Do you have an answer? All right, Void Rend. Opponent still drops down to 11. Well, play a Bone Crusher Giant. Play a mountain. Yeah, I don't think we want to run out Bone Crusher because of sweepers. Opponent cycle sensor. Is it Kahira time? Would we like to grab the Kahira opponent? That's acceptable. I mean, we're not super far from burning our opponent out. Oh, dig through time. We're not super far from burning our opponent out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's really slow. It's not efficient, but it is possible. Double tutors, plays a land. Stomp your face. Opponent goes to 9. We untap. What do we do about Wandering Emperor? That's kind of the issue. Play the faces. Ping ya. Do we not attack? Play yet another land. I mean, you know Wandering Emperor's in their deck. It's gotta be. Or maybe they cut it for Cremate. In comparative analysis. I mean, I think we can't. I don't think we can play this and not attack. We don't have enough other options. Go attacking. Do your thing. Yeah, that is the power of dig through time. Wandering Emperor. Snipes our Bone Crusher. So now we gotta stomp the Wandering Emperor. Opponent goes back up to 10. We will play a Bone Crusher. Pass the turn. There's Teferi. Sure. Yeah, that Wandering Emperor, really the dig through time, I think, but yeah, that's a big issue. Skewer the critics. So we tick up the faces, we go to combat, we attack our opponent. Are we gonna end up like just short on damage? Void Rend drops to 8. Well, Bone Crusher Giant, get the counter. Skewer ya down to 5. Do we play the land? Yeah, probably not. Let's pass. Untaps with the Teferi. Oh, this is so close. I mean, I guess it's kind of impressive that we've drawn more lands than our Esper control opponent, and we are technically still in the game. Okay, opponent's going to tuck the Teferi, or Teferi tucks the Bone Crusher. Flip the Saga. Go to combat. Oh, but Wandering Emperor, do we attack? Okay, cut down. Skewer the critics, please. All right, opponent has Unwind. Play the land past the turn. This is a who's list of cards that I've not seen anyone play in this format. Another dig through time. I don't know if we can consider control spicy, but our opponent is definitely playing cards that you don't see in most control decks. I mean, it is still just control. Cycles a sensor. We are currently 1 point of damage away from being able to win this game. Unclear how we can ever deal that 1 point of damage. Opponent gets Kahira. Untaps their lands. So we get to Ramadan Bruins, our opponent down to 3. Light up the stage. Those are good ones. We will pass the turn. Maybe those 2 burn spells give us a shot, especially since we can play them at instant speed. Assuming our opponent doesn't have life gain, we only need 1 of them to resolve. Opponent's going to draw with Teferi. Is this our best window to do it? Yeah. Stomp you. Wow, okay. Opponent lets it go. Huh. And scoops it up. I got no idea why we won that game. I guess sometimes they dig through time and don't have it. Well, bring in the Chandra, we're bringing the Hazaret. Wandering Emperor is brutal. Brutal. Do we want to bring in things like Rending Volley, or is that just diluting the amount of damage we have? Like, they're good at killing the Planeswalkers, but we'd have to be taking out something that actually deals damage. I could see the Roiling Vortex. 1 damage a turn adds up. Yeah, you know what? Let's run it like that. We're going to run it like that. We're not going to bring in the Rending Volleys. We'll see if we regret it. I think our best bet is just to kill our opponent. Well, I like the amount of 1-drops that we have. We will keep. The question is, what order do we play our 1-drops? So Swift Spear is the most immediate damage. Watery Grave for our opponent tapped. Ooh, light up the stage too. Okay, so we will Swift Spear. Light up the stage is nice. Opponent down to 19. Passes. Oh, play the land. Play the Swift Spear. Play the faces, trigger prowess. Are we getting censored? Okay. We get censored, although this isn't absolutely the end of the world because we did trigger prowess. So we kind of got 2 damage out of the faces still. Well, go to combat, hit ya. Down to 15. Opponent. Wow, just gets the Kahira? Oh my god, okay. Burn spell? Soulscar Mage. Oh, this is the awkwardness, but I actually think we just light up the stage pre-combat to trigger prowess. Ooh, light up the stage and skewer is nice. Hopefully nice. They are nice, assuming we get to get in damage next turn. This could be the Wrath turn. No Wrath, no land. Okay. Go to combat attack. Hopefully get in with at least one of these Swift Spears. Oh my goodness, okay. Light up the stage. There is some awkwardness with having to cast stuff post-combat, but okay, opponent's going to unwind. Well, skewer the critics. Look at all these prowess triggers going to waste. Opponent. Even more unwinds. Soulscar Mage. Opponent untaps. They need a land for a Wrath, really. Or I guess temporary lockdown would do it. They need something here, though, where they're pretty close to being straight up dead. Oh, just a Kahira? Okay. Well, now our opponent's super close to being dead. Light up the stage. Yeah, I think we just Bone Crusher Giant, stomp our opponent's face, get the triggers. And this lets us light up the stage pre-combat for once. And this makes our stuff so big that Kahira is pretty useless. Go to combat, attack ya, and opponent. Okay. Ooh, taking down the control deck. Taking down the control deck through a million unwinds of all things. I feel like our opponent's deck was tacked for like, I don't know, the top of the meta or something, and not for our deck. We saw like the cremates. We saw stuff that I assume would be good against like Nykthos, against Greasefang, against our deck though, like unwinds and so forth. Not the things you exactly like. If these were absorbs or something, oh god, life would be much harder. But yeah, that was good. All right, we gotta win. Taking down control. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Budget magic time. We are doing some more wizard birding, and we are snap keeping a 1-lander. It's a good 1-lander, I promise. Hopefully. We do need to draw another land at some point, but we can do a lot with 1 mana. If they had Thoughtseize, they would have cast it, right? You know what? Let's just play this tapped. So what are our options? We Swift Spear hit for 1. Then next turn we tap land something. We can Spike Field Hazard, do nothing. Plus they're probably leaving up Fatal Push. Yeah, we're just gonna play the tap land. Sort of weird in aggro deck, but if this gets Thoughtseize, things are kind of tough. And our opponent's probably gonna Fatal Push. Oh my god, okay. The correct choice I think was made. That 1 Spike Field Hazard. Okay, that worked. And now this hand's pretty Thoughtseize proof. Like, it's pretty redundant. I don't know what our opponent takes. Bone Crusher, maybe? I guess is probably just in a vacuum, the strongest card. Wow, takes a Skewer. Interesting. Plays a Pathway and passes. Well, play the land. Yeah, play the Swift Spear. Go to combat, get in for 1. And Soulscar Mage. So Skewer makes me think they have... Oh, well, how about nothing? Maybe they have nothing. So we will get to Lava Runner, play with Fire You, get a bunch of triggers. This also gives our Lava Runner haste. Opponent probably has a removal of some kind here. Okay, there's the Fatal Push, kills the Soul Scar. Yeah, I think we keep a land here. That lets us play Bone Crushers, which is nice. I'll hit you down to 11. Gotta kill him before the Shield Word comes. Ugh, more Fatal Pushes. Passes. Well, play Raminamp Ruins. Go to combat. Down to 9. I think we actually just run out of Bone Crusher. Pass the turn. I mean, opponent, yeah. Without a land, they're pretty much just done. Okay, we did benefit from our opponent not drawing lands, but we took down Rakdos somehow. Oh, that matchup is so scary. I kind of feel like after playing this deck a couple games now, a couple matches, kind of think we want more Roast. There's so many Shieldreds, and Shieldred is so good against us. So maybe something like that. I don't even know if it's worth bringing in the Obliterating Bolts. It doesn't kill Shieldred. And our Skewers and Wizard's Lightnings kill pretty much everything else. I guess maybe like a Misery Shadow or something it could hit. You know what? Let's try the Roiling Vortex, actually. Oh no, 60. Ooh, okay. Well, one land, one keep. Try it again. 61 card special. That was an accidental 61 card special. Blood Crypt for our opponent. Tapped. Play the land, and yeah, let's just play the Faces. Ping it for 1. Pass the turn. Oh, I think we just draw. Land? Oh, we hit the land. Okay, that is the best news. I'll play the Mountain. Yeah, let's just play the Pyromancer, I guess. Down to 17. Opponent stomps it. Well, we passed the turn. Opponent untaps. Graveyard Trespasser. That might be hard to get rid of. Oh, we draw another land. We flip the Saga. Okay, we got to think about that. So we play with Fire our opponent's face. Then we skewer the Critics, the Graveyard Trespasser. We do have to kill this, right? So I think we do have to kill this. We can Swift Spear, play with fire, skewer the Critics. I mean, that's probably the best. Yeah, let's do that. That means we're not lighting up the stage, but this gets in a lot of damage, which I like. So play the Swift Spear. Play with fire our opponent down to 16. We get to Scry. This isn't bad with light up the stage. The question is Shieldred. This hits for 2 and then we just light up this. You know what? I think we keep it. Yeah, let's keep it. Keep it on top. Play the land. Skewer the Critics. Kill the Trespasser. Sadly have to discard the Soul Scar Mage. And then hit you for 5. Yeah, Graveyard Trespasser is a good card. There's Crushy Crusherton. Okay, so we Vashino Pyromancer hit you to 9. And that turns on light up the stage, which finds us nothing for right now. Do we attack? We hit for 2, but lose a creature. Yeah, I think we got to wait till next turn. Pass the turn. Next turn's the turn we got to go. Opponent, no Shieldred, no land Shieldred. Stomps the Swift Spear. And Dreadbores the Saga. So we untap. We draw a Saga. Yeah, stomp our opponent's face. Down to 7. Skewer the Bone Crusher. Pass the turn. Wow, we're so close. Kroxa. Well, we did kind of have plans for that Faces. So there goes our last card. Dreadbore. At least it's not Shieldred. A sad mountain. Well, cast a Bone Crusher. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Oh no, we're so close. Can we get in the last points of damage? Opponent. Bone Crusher of their own. Blood Crypt. Oh, that's not the right time for that. Not the right time for a mountain. Oh, 2 mountains in a row. That's one of the downsides of playing a deck like this is we're not good at fighting through these kind of draws. Get a couple of bad draws like that in a row and it can just sink our entire game plan. All right, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Oh, and that's going to turn on the Kroxa. So our opponent has a super fast clock and a Blood Tithe Harvester. All right, well, I guess we pass. Unfortunately, Spikefield Hazard that is technically another land, 3rd land in a row. It's slightly better than other lands because it represents a damage, but that is still not what we really wanted to be drawing. I guess we should have played the land and then we'd be out of cards for the Kroxa, but I don't think it matters here. The problem is we're going to get our opponent to 4, but there's no card in our deck that deals 4, and then we just lose to this Kroxa. Oh, we're going to end up just short. I wonder, is there anything we could have done to get in another point of damage? This feels like a really bad matchup, which is scary because it is the most popular deck in the format. I wonder if the person who 5-0'd with this, if they dodged, did they dodge Rakdos or is there something we're missing that lets this deck beat Rakdos? Opponent. She's Kroxa again. All right, well, I mean, hit you to 4, but like I said, there's nothing in our deck that can deal 4, and we're dead on board, so this is just game. See if we can draw a Lightning Bolt just for the rub-ins to be 1 point of damage short. Amp Ruins. Ugh. All right. Well, we do get to be on the play for game 3, which is something. Run it back. We were so close. All right, we play first. Oh, we can't keep this. 6 lands. 6 lands! We're not a land-heavy deck. Magic gods, why? All right, well, Mountain go. Well, like we said, this deck, unlike a lot of decks in 2023, where it's essentially impossible to run out of cards, this deck does not have that built into it. This is one of those decks where if you draw too many lands, you watch it slip away. You watch it slip away very painfully. Pyromancer. Opponent. Fatal pushes. Passes. Well, play the land. Stomp your face. Light up the stage. Land and Swiftspear. Pass the turn. Opponent. 6 cards in hand. Fable of the Mia Breaker. Opponent passes. Play Ramadan Bruins. Play Monastery Swiftspear. Go to combat. Attack you. So in that case, we will play with Fire opponent's face. Ramadan Bruins gotta go bottom. We can't keep drawing lands. Soulscar Mage. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to do some fabling. Oh, what do we do about a Shieldred? Loots away some lands, draws some, hopefully not Shieldreds, or removal, or anything. Hopefully they're just drew more lands. Let's root for that. Graveyard Trespasser. That is also bad for us. If we draw another spell, that could be interesting. Swiftspear. Yeah, another spell would have been great. I mean, I guess we have to Bone Crusher and just pass the turn. Yeah, if we had hit another spell, we could have swung with everything and then prowessed big enough to get through the Graveyard Trespasser. Opponent gets to flip the Saga. Another Fable, the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, this is the point where you start to feel it slipping away, where you just know the opponent's got all the big hitters. Passes. Well, you need a really good draw. It's a mountain. That is the opposite. I guess we play a Swiftspear. Wizard's Lightning the Trespasser. Get some triggers. Yeah, that was a second spell would have changed so much of this game. Oh, yeah, Graveyard, man, Rakdos is so tough. Even just Graveyard Trespasser, so good against our deck. Blocks all of our stuff, takes 2 cards to kill it, and it gains at least 1 life, and usually, potentially more than 1 life. And then we still got to deal with all the removal in the Shieldred. The opponent has another Bone Crusher Giant. Kill the Trespasser, go to combat, swing, hit you for a little bit, I guess. Gonna double block. Yeah, opponent knows. They're playing the way that they should play. Like, our opponent knows they win if the game keeps going. And this is where, like, wow, doesn't even discard to Fable. Keeping them all. Bone Crusher. Passes. We draw even more Monastery Swiftspears. Pass the turn. Has some removal. The Saga flips. Castle Lockwade. And a Dreadbore, yeah. This is where the deck feels tough. Skewer the critics. I mean, I guess we kill a Bone Crusher and attack. And opponent has another power word kill. Your go, opponent. Your go. Well, I would say maybe starting with more roast, even though we didn't. Oh boy, opponent, top decks another Bone Crusher. I would say maybe starting with more roast, even though we didn't lose to Shieldred this game. I do think we did lose the first time we played Rakdos to Shieldred. Opponent gets in with Bone Crusher. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's another land, and I mean, boom, send a message on our way out the door. Gotcha. All the way down to 9. But yeah, we're just dead. All right, yeah, Rakdos. Tough. Budget magic time. We are doing some more wizard burning in Pioneer this week, and we'll try this. I mean, this looks fine. 2 1-drops, Bone Crusher. We'll see what we do with this Spike Field Hazard, but it seems reasonable. We are on the draw, which, not great. We would rather be on the play with this deck, but we will make do. Steam Vents for our opponent. All right, so Phoenix probably? Well, Mountain and Soulscar Mage, I guess. Go. Ooh, light up the stage is good. I'll play the land, go to combat attack, hit ya. Oh, we really want this light up the stage to resolve. Yeah, let's just Pyromancer, I think. Spell Pierce is a thing that these Izzet decks occasionally play, so I think next turn's probably better for light up the stage. Definitely Phoenix. Lightning Axe discards the Phoenix and considers. I mean, opponent's down to 2 cards in hand. They could be getting back a Phoenix, although we can kill it. We're probably actually mostly scared of Ledger Shredder here. Pyromancer, go. Chart a course. Okay, that's fine. So no Phoenixes yet. Oh, 2 in the graveyard. Untap down to 15. Fiery Impulse. Passes. Now let's Spike Field Hazard our opponent. Down to 14. Light up the stage with Spectacle. This gets another spell in the graveyard for Lava Runner. Play the Mountain, play the Lava Runner. Hit you for 2. The Phoenixes should be coming back this turn, most likely. Opponent down to 12. Can we race double Phoenix? Treasure Cruise would be the most obnoxious. Okay, pieces of the puzzle. So Phoenix is not coming back yet. Opponent finds extra turn. Oh no. Galvanic Iteration and Temporal Trespass. Those extra turns. Can they do both? Maybe. Ramming up Ruins, not super helpful. Oh boy, Lava Runner. I think we're about to get comboed. Well, I guess they need 5 mana. So maybe we're not. Just to cast all their stuff, they need 5 mana. So they take an extra turn, but it is still triple blue, even with the Delve. Go to combat, hit ya. Down to 8. I mean, we just gotta try to close out the game as quickly as possible, I think. Takes it. Light up the stage. Mountain. Pyromancer. All right, opponent's at 6. We're representing potential lethal. Ooh, but we're also about out of action. Opponent taps. We know they have Temporal Trespass. Although Temporal Trespass isn't that good with just 3 mana. Like, they exile a bunch of stuff, take an extra turn, but it doesn't do anything, and opponent scoops it up. Okay. That went better than expected. So we don't have Graveyard Hate. We do have, I guess, Obliterating Bolt if we want to try to exile stuff. I mean, that might be necessary anyway, just because it deals with Shredder and Crackling Drake more easily. Yeah, let's go down some Lava Runners, go up some Obliterating Bolts, and that's probably it. Hazoret could be all right. You know what? Let's bring in one Hazoret. The one Hazoret. Run it like that. All right, a little bit more removal, a big finisher. I mean, we won that one. Playing against Phoenix with no Graveyard Hate is scary, though. It is scary. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Little spell light, but I mean, pretty aggro. Steam vents for our opponent and passes. Soulscar go, I assume. Ooh, so many Soulscars. Soulscar Tron assembled. Soulscar Mage go. Opponent. Fiery Impulse. All right, I mean, we got 2 more of those. Well, we draw, play with fire. Soulscar Mage. Ship the turn. Well, let's see how much removal they have. We would like to start getting in some damage at some point. All right, opponent opts, that's fine. I mean, this is filling the graveyard. Another Fiery Impulse. So opponents had a lot of removal. No threats though, and they're down to 3 cards in hand for now, although against Treasure Cruise, that is a smidge deceptive. To the bottom. Ooh, and passes. Boy, opponents having all kinds of land troubles. Go to combat, hit you for 1. Run out the Pyromancer. Hit you down to 15. I don't know if we want to play this as a land or not. Yeah, I guess we probably need to. All right, pass the turn. Let's just do 2 things next turn. All right, no lands. Oh, all right, opponent land number 3. Is this the land that lets our opponent play Magic? All right, opponent's got the Sweeper, Brotherhood's End. Well, all right, play Faces, ping ya. So we want to set this up so we play a creature next turn. So I think we just ping our opponent and then stomp our opponent down to 12. And this sets us up to either Bone Crusher next turn and get the counter, or Vishino Pyromancer plus play with fire. I mean, they are to Treasure Cruise if they have it. They would have to exile everything, but Thing in the Ice. I mean, that is a good one. Passes. Take up the Saga, play the land, run out the Bone Crusher, get the counter, pass the turn. At least our creatures deal damage when they ETB, so maybe getting bounced isn't the absolute end of the world. All right, let's see if they can flip it. Should be hard with only 3 lands. You need land plus 4 1-mana spells. If we can get in 1 more attack with this Bone Crusher, we can probably finish the game with burn. Probably. I do appreciate our opponent's name is Ludwig the Phoenix. Perfect name for a Phoenix player. All right, well, flip the Saga, go to combat, swing with both. Yeah, we could stop drawing lands. That would be fine. All right, gonna block the Etchings. Can they deal with the Bone Crusher? Okay, abrades the Etchings. Bone Crusher hits him to 7. I'll play the Pyromancer. Burn him to 5. Do we just play with fire? Probably. Actually, you know what? Let's wait. Let's just pass. We're going to hold on to the land, see what our opponent does. So I think if our opponent flips the Thing in the Ice, they lose, which is kind of hilarious, unless they kill the creatures first. And killing Bone Crusher, that 2 adds up. There's the Treasure Cruise counter off Thing in the Ice. So opponent's gonna have a lot of cards, but do these cards stop us from killing them? Hilariously, we're kind of rooting for the Thing in the Ice to flip. Opponent Pathway. Ledger Shredder. Well, all right. Play with Fire Your Face. See if we can find a bolt for the win. Screw the critics is a bolt for the win. And wow, that went surprisingly well. We just kind of crushed him. All right, opponent passes, and now we don't even care. Skewer Your Face. Got him. Wizard Bird taking down Phoenix. And boy, not only did we take down Phoenix, we took him down pretty easily, honestly. Like, we kind of just crushed him. Oh, sweet, sweet. Oh boy, 1 land, 1 keep. Budget magic time. We are wizard burning. We're gonna keep this. It's a little greedy with only 1 land, but double light up the stage is pretty. Oh boy. Okay, so opponent. Oh, land is excellent here. Opponent appears to be Greasefanging. The good news is our wizard's lightning can snipe a Greasefang itself. All right, with 2 lands, this hand's starting to look sweet. Opponent, Ruffian's Informant. Does a bit of looting. There's the Parhelion. That is awkward. Ramanamp Ruins. Are we killing this? So we play the land. Yeah, let's play with Fire the Ruffian's Informant. Pump the Soulscar Mage, hit you for 2. This does mean that we can't light up the stage this turn, because if our opponent just has Greasefang and we don't leave up removal, we just die. Opponent, Temple Garden tapped. Okay, no Greasefang yet. Yeah, play the land, go to combat, hit you for 1. I guess we shouldn't have played the land because of the light up the stage, but get in for 1. Takes it, light up the stage. I mean, the odds of us hitting double land are pretty unlikely anyway. Faces ping ya, and then we still have the wizard's lightning, so we're still not dead to our opponent finding a ravine off this vessel. They'll pass the turn. We're basically trying to be a tempo deck, I think. Ooh, Grizzly Salvage. All right. Ooh. Okay, this is a little scary because it's Greasefang and can't stay away. So we're gonna need to find another wizard's lightning essentially, or just kill our opponent, but I don't think we can do that this turn. Wow, not going for it. Okay. Or maybe they must have can't stay away in hand as well, and they are gonna land can't stay away Greasefang. No, okay. Opponent passes. Interesting. Well, that's good news for us. Now we might actually be able to just tempo them out. We draw a land, we tick up, play the Saga Pina, play light up the stage with Spectacle, Prowess, play a land, get to Lava Runner, get the counter. I mean, we get to hit our opponent for a lot here. Hit our opponent for 6. If we bolt their face, they go to 13 and then take 7 to... Yeah, okay, this is fine. I was wondering if there's any world where we give up on killing the Greasefang and we're just like, throw everything at your face and survive the Greasefang hit. Opponent sacks the Vessel of Nascency. Untaps. Silence. So they're gonna Greasefang, they're gonna Parhelion. They're gonna have 2 angels, so our creatures can't deal damage. We hit our opponent to 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, play with Fire Your Face. So basically we need to scry into any burn spell. Wait, does that do it? So opponent's gonna have 2 angels, Wizard's Lightning to 4, Pyromancer. Yeah, I think that does do it. Okay, yeah, we'll keep the Lava Runner. I think if this works the way I hope, we take the Parhelion hit and then just win on the backswing. So there's Greasefang. Opponent gets back Parhelion. Cruise it, hits us. So we're gonna have 2 angels left over, but I think we just win through the angels. We take a huge hit here, down to 6, but, we draw the Lava Runner. Oh, I forgot too, we get the Saga Flip. Oh yeah, we definitely have it then. I think we had it even without the Saga Flip, but so we flip, we play, get to Lava Runner. It gets a counter. Play Vashino Pyromancer. Hit you to 5. We Wizard's Lightning. Hit you to 2. And then, yeah, swing with the team and got him. Oh, okay. Opponent's deck did their thing and we still were able to win. What do we want against Greasefang? Again, no graveyard hate. Rending Volley, maybe? If we're bringing in removal, it's got to be instant speed. It's got to be stuff that kills the Greasefang. Although the silence is good against that plan. We're going to be on the draw as well. Yeah, let's go up a couple Rending Volleys for Lava Runners, even though Lava Runner was the hero of that game. Yeah, okay, three Rending Volleys, run it like that. So Rending Volley can be countered, but it can be silenced. Ooh, this hand's sweet though. Double 1-drop, some burn spells, a light up the stage, pretty much what we're looking for. Trevor Suvenwald snags a Schwamp. Yeah, maybe our deck's just aggro enough that we can race them. Yeah, let's just Swift Spear. Get in for one. Start the damage train rolling. Down to 17. Also got a little bonus because of that Shockland, which is nice. In matchups like this, Shockland damage actually is relevant. Plays a Schwamp and passes. Well, play the land, go to combat, hit you with the Monastery Swift Spear. And yeah, let's just light up the stage. Little awkward post-combat, but you do what you gotta do. Yeah, we'll just pass. We don't want to get got by a Rafine here. Opponent Grizzly, or not a Rafine, a Lucky Greasefang. All right, so opponent gets a land, sure. No Parhelion in the graveyard, which is nice. Well, I guess we would have been safe to run out the Soulscar Mage. We just didn't know that. Like, I think it's right to leave up the mana rather than taking a chance that they Grizzly Salvage, hit a Parhelion in the graveyard and just win. That would be a very unnecessary way to lose. I feel like we're actually in pretty good shape here. So I guess the question is, do we just Wizard's Lightning during our opponent's turn? Temple Garden, untapped, oh my goodness. Opponent has literally no fear. No fear at all. Doom Whisperer. That seems a little slow, but sure. So opponent passes. I think we do Wizard's Lightning. Yeah, Wizard's Lightning you down to 11. Oh no, we don't have a wizard. Okay, we do not Wizard's Lightning you. I take it all back. All right, we untap, play a Mountain, play a Soulscar Mage. Now we can Wizard's Lightning you. Down to 11. Hit you down to 9. Vanishing Verse. This means there's no way they can Parhelion next turn, right? Run out another Soulscar Mage. Yeah, I think we're safe to tap out. We'll see. I guess there's some weird way they could do it if they like land 2-mana mill spell, reanimate Greasefang, but Beseju, Greasefang. But no vehicles in the graveyard. Passing. Ooh, can we win this turn? Is that possible? We draw a Mountain. Well, so we start with Faces, Trigger Prowess, ping it at 10. Light up the stage, Trigger Prowess, play a Mountain, Rending Volley the Greasefang, and opponent scoops it up. Oh, we got there. Okay, so what do we learn about this deck? Actually, kind of very interesting league. So we finish with a 3-2, which in a league with a $60 deck, not going to complain about that. The most interesting part, though, is we kind of got crushed by Rakdos. We do get to open a treasure chest. We kind of got crushed by Rakdos. If you look at our league, I'll pull this up in a minute. Let's open our treasure chest first. I think that's the big takeaway for this wrap up. All right, let's crack this treasure chest. Come on, something good, Magic Gods. How about a Astral Cornucopia? This might get better with Proliferate coming back. It is a cool card. Captain Lantern Storm, also kind of a cool card. This might get better with Ixalan returning next year or later this year. All right, so what do we learn about this deck? If you look at our matchups, let's go to the Pioneer metagame page here for a second. So we played against Izzet Phoenix. We played against Abzan Greasefang. We played against a control deck. It definitely wasn't just the top tier control. It was a little bit of a brewy build of Esper control. And then we played against Rakdos Midrange, not Sacrifice. Unsure why we have them lumped together. We should probably space those out. So we played against Rakdos Midrange. And if you look back at our matches, we managed to beat control, not super easily, but fairly easily. We crushed Izzet Phoenix really easily. We crushed Abzan Greasefang super duper easily, which we just saw. The bad news is we kind of got owned by Rakdos Midrange. Our opponent's build, I don't know if we can find it. It was basically something like this, but Rakdos was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare because they have good removal, which is already good against us. They just have a huge late game advantage because of like Fables and just more powerful cards if the game goes long. We're playing, 1-mana 1/2s and so forth. They're playing just huge things, but the huge problem is on top of all the removal, which is a problem, Graveyard Trespasser, really hard for us to deal with and gains life. And then Sheoldred is almost unbeatable for our deck. Like, that was a card that just slammed the door shut. If you look at our build, what are our ways of beating a Sheoldred? So one possibility, be super aggro and just race it. That's really hard though when you have Graveyard Trespasser and Sheoldred, gaining incidental life and being 2-for-1s and hard to kill. We can use multiple removal spells like double Wizard's Lightning or Play with Fire plus whatever, Skewer the Critics, some combination of 2 spells to kill a Sheoldred, or we can use our single roast in the sideboard to kill Sheoldred. So I think all of this rambling, I think the big takeaway is I think our sideboard is a little bit wrong with the deck because Shieldred in specific was basically the card that we lost. Every loss was attributable to Shieldred in the Rakdos deck. I think we need more clean answers to that. So what I would say, we have like a million Rending Valleys, which are good in some matchups. We have a million Obliterating Bolts, which are good in some matchups. I think we need to have Roast be a premium removal spell for our deck. I think we need Roast like at least 3 copies, trimming down on like maybe the Burning Hands, Obliterating Bones, Rending Valleys, like trimming some of those to play more Roast, just so we have a card that's like, okay, Shieldred is dead. We're not going to lose to Shieldred, because Shieldred, when you look at our deck, we're trying to squeeze out every point of damage, and even Shieldred being out for like 2 turns, it probably beats us. Like, gains 4 life. 4 life is like 3 or 4 turns of our deck trying to deal damage in a lot of situations. It's really, really tough. So I think that is the biggest takeaway for me, is we need a better plan. We need a better plan for dealing with Shieldred. What are other mono red decks doing? Less budgety mono red decks. What are the answers that they are actually playing? I'm curious. How are these decks dealing with Shieldred? So 1 row. Chandra, maybe no one. Oh, they have 2 roasts in the main deck. Okay, that makes sense. This build, straight up YOLOing it. No fear, but I guess they have Chandras. This build, 3 roasts. Yeah, I think that is the takeaway for this deck. The deck felt really good for a $61 budget deck. We went 3-2, which is fine. Both of our losses came to Rakdos, and that seems like a somewhat fixable problem. Just more answers to Shieldred. So trim back on some of these Rending Valleys and Obliterating Bolts. Maybe I would probably go like -1 Rending Valley, -1 Red Cap Melee, -1 Obliterating Bolt, and then just roast it up. Go full on roast tribal here. Get the full play set in the sideboard. I could even see an argument for playing one in the main deck, just because, again, going back to the metagame, you're not going to dodge Rakdos most of the time. Rakdos is popular enough in Pioneer that you are going to play against it pretty frequently. It is the most popular deck, closing in on 20% of the meta. It's the deck you're going to play the most often between the 2 builds of it. So you got to expect you're going to play it if you play a 5-match league with this deck. So I could even see trying to squeeze a roast into the main deck. But outside of Shieldred and the Rakdos matchup, the deck's sweet. It's $61. It's competitive. The burn plan will look good. We got to see the Wizard synergy with Wizard's Lightning be really good. So anyway, that is Wizard Bird for Pioneer. That's been our budget magic for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.